And here we go. Welcome everybody to The Big Idea. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Hanna here at Chiropractic Spokane, addressing one of the most common questions that people ask. How is it that you guys say that a problem in the neck can cause so many different issues in the body? How does it affect a person's balance? How does it lead to headaches? How does it lead to tightness in the shoulders? How does it relate to low back pain, sciatica? And I'm going to share with you one of the pieces that's involved here, what's known as a vestibulospinal reflex. Don't worry, we're not getting into hardcore neurology, but we will walk you through a few bits and pieces, show you exactly what happens. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with a very brief overview, and we're going to come back to this. The short of the idea is that if we have ever had some kind of an injury to our neck, whether or not there was broken bones, bleeding, or even bruising, if it causes a disruption in the normal position of the head, that's going to affect the balance and coordination centers of your brain. When those are changed, in order for your brain to keep working, it's going to want to make a series of changes all the way down the rest of your spine that we see as posture. Posture's got nothing to do with being lazy. Instead, it's an outer reflection of changes that are going on beneath the surface and the way that your body is trying to adapt to that stress. Now, this is a good short-term strategy, but the kicker is if you're walking around months, years, or even decades like this is going to lead to abnormal wear and tear, overuse of your muscles, overuse of your joints, and then can go on to affect the nerves. And then depending on where it is that we, quote, hold our stress, that's going to be the area that is going to play up. So that's just a broad brush overview. Now let's jump into a little bit of research which is supporting this idea. Okay, vestibulospinal reflexes elicited with a tone burst method are dependent on spatial orientation. What do we got here? Balance involves several sensory modalities, including vision, proprioception. This is sensory input that comes from your muscles, your joints, so that when your eyes are closed, your brain still knows how to keep you upright, and the vestibular system, so the inner ear balance and equilibrium. This study aims to investigate vestibulospinal activation. This is a coordination in a neural pathway between the balance centers of the brain and the spinal cord, elicited by tone burst stimulation, so an electrical form of stimulation in various muscles, and how head position influences these responses. In other words, they wanted to see if you've got muscle activity in the neck and in other places of the body, was that going to be making changes in the balance and coordination centers of the brain? So we recorded EMG responses in different muscles, including the SCM, so sternocleidomastoid, big muscle through the front of your neck here. It is active when you are doing this or looking down at your phone. It can get really, really tight. The cervical erector spinae, these are the muscles in the back of your neck that are involved with keeping your head upright so that we're not going to be leaning too far forward. Lumbar erector spinae, the ones that keep you standing upright. Gastrocnemius, that's your calf muscle, and tibialis anterior, it's a posture muscle down the front outside of your leg of healthy participants. So we evaluated also how head position affected the responses. Now, before I get into what the research has actually found, I just wanted to give you a couple little diagrams right here to illustrate, simply put, that we have input that's going to be going into the nerves and in the spinal cord from the levels of the neck. And this information is going to travel up and coordinate multiple different systems in your brain, in your brainstem, in the cerebellum, that are all involved with maintaining proper muscle tone, not just of the neck, but of the entirety of your body. Because if you're walking around with your head crooked like this, your brain's not going to be able to function properly, so it's going to have to make postural adaptations in order to preserve that. As we also said, it's involved with balance, coordination, tightness in all parts of the body. So just want to give you a little bit of an appreciation here that there is an extensive network in both directions between the balance system of the brains and input that is coming from your neck. So let's get back to what the researchers found. Okay, tone burst stimulation, so the EMG responses elicited reproducible vestibulospinal reflexes from the SEM and the erector spinae in the neck, while not so much from the lower back, from the calf, or from the leg. They were less consistent, they found. In other words, they're finding that the brain lights up when you are activating these certain kind of muscles in the neck. Now, the magnitude and polarity of the responses was influenced by head position relative to the cervical spine. When the head was rotated or tilted, the polarity of the vestibulospinal responses changed, indicating the integration of vestibular and proprioceptive inputs in generating these reflexes. That's a bit of a mouthful, I won't lie about that. What it means, in a nutshell, is that whatever position the head was actually in, it influenced how these neural pathways were able to fire. And this is an important concept. Garbage in, garbage out. We understand this in terms of health, body function, really anything in life for that matter. So I want you to imagine what would happen to the function of the brain itself if you've ever got something going on in the neck that's causing these muscles to overfire or to fire abnormally because of maybe an old physical injury, because of repetitive stress, because of repetitive straining, because of using your devices 24/7, from being in a bad sleeping position. You get the idea. The list goes on and on and on. That's going to be sending information up to your brain that is going to be altering its normal function. And what did we show you all the way back in the beginning? If you have something where your head and your neck are not moving properly, if they are dysfunctional for any reason, the most common one is old physical injuries. Even if you think you didn't have any problems at the time, we know from research, all it takes is 5 miles an hour worth of impact to produce a whiplash, sprain, strain of the neck. And if we ever have a slip, a trip, or a fall, we go down with the speed of gravity. That's going to be about 20 miles an hour. So you get the idea. We can have any number of different things that we think nothing of it. And if it causes the structure, the alignment, the motion of our head to go off center, this is going to be feeding and altering the input that goes into the balance centers of the brain. Brain's not going to like that. And what it's going to try to do is going to try to resolve the issue. And the way that it's going to do that, part of it is by changing the tension and tone of muscles, not just in this area, but down and along the entirety of the spine. Now, as we had also said, as a short-term adaptive strategy, this is pretty good. However, if that problem goes uncorrected for months, years, or decades, that stress is going to slowly accumulate. It's initially going to be impacting the muscles. People are going to say, I feel sore, I feel tired, I feel achy. And what do? We put it down to stress or maybe just getting older and that there's nothing we can do about it. Now, if we ignore that, then what it does is it starts to impact our joints. We can start developing arthritis. Average person doesn't start developing arthritis until they've had a problem that's been there for about 10 to 15 years. We start to experience stiffness. We start to experience more sharp pains in our body, depending on where we hold our stress. If it's going to be up in the top, this is going to be more of a headache. If it's in our shoulders, it's going to be like a sharp stabbing pain between the shoulder blades where sometimes we can't move our neck right. If it's down in the low back, this is going to be a sacroiliac joint. This is going to be a disc. This is potentially even going to be a sciatica. And if we ignore it beyond that, then what it starts to do is it can start to go in and affect our neurology. These are your dizzinesses, your migraines, your vertigos, your chronic pain syndromes, your tingling down into the hands, the tingling down into the feet, weakness in the feet. The list goes on and on and on. All from, as we're showing right here, potentially, and it doesn't mean this is the only thing that can do this, but this is illustrating how it is that an undiagnosed problem in the neck affects your brain function by altering these neural connections, and in a way that your brain is going to have to make certain compensations. Sorry, body, we need you to take one for the team so that this thing can work as good as possible. Now, here's the good news. Even though we can't undo arthritis, even though we don't have a time machine to be able to go back in time and fix things at the point of injury, we do know that if you can restore the normal function, motion, stability of the joints and the necks, it's no longer a matter of garbage in, garbage out. Now you're getting gold in. The brain is getting healthy information. And then as part of that reflex, it says, okay, these compensations that we've made, we don't need these anymore. And we can start to unwind this. We can start to repair. We can start to heal. And in this way, we can experience all kinds of functional improvements where people don't have the same degree of sharpness. They don't have the same degree of neuropathy. They don't have the same degree of vestibular dysfunction. Why? Because the body is now getting good quality information and it's able to heal and do what it is supposed to do. So I hope that this video gives hope for people who might be experiencing some of these different things, or just curious, how is it again? Somebody's told me that my neck is contributing to the problems. Maybe not all of the problems I'm experiencing, but at the very least it's contributing. How is that actually going to be able to help? I hope that this video will clarify that one for you. So thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, please do hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video with your friends, your family, your clients, your colleagues, anybody you believe is going to benefit from watching this. And if you've got any questions, you want to find more information, you can reach out to me. I work at Clear Chiropractic here in Spokane. You can visit us at clearchirospokane.com or call us direct 509-315-8166. Have a great day, everybody. This is Dr. Jeff at Clear Chiropractic. Get well, live well, stay well. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.